So today I am thrilled to welcome Mr. Petri Alava, the co-founder of Infinited Fiber Company. With over 15 years of leadership experience, he has been at the forefront of transforming textile waste into high-quality, eco-friendly fibers through groundbreaking technology. Under his guidance, Infinited Fiber has attracted significant investment and formed a strategic partnership to advance sustainable fashion worldwide. I'm excited to learn more about his journey, vision, and the future of sustainable textile. So, Mr. Alava, it's great to have you here. To start, could you tell us what inspired you to create Infinited Fiber and how you see the future of sustainable textile?
It's great to great to join your podcast. It's really a great opportunity to speak about the very important topic. What inspired me to start building it initially was the technology has relatively long background. So before I was really joining the business or started thinking about the startup, there was a 20 years development path with the technology at the VTT, which is a major applied technology research center in Finland. So there was a long background behind it. And VTT had made a very good job on market side. So they've been meeting the sustainability teams and material development teams of major brands like Patagonia and H&M and Adidas and so forth. So they also had some background. And my first step was really interviewing, meeting those brands, listening to them, learning how they think about it. And what really attracted me in this business case was the fact that there was a honest interest on new material space. The brands had kind of gained understanding that there's a definite need of changing the materials in the industry, so that looking for new, more sustainable materials. Sustainability as such is very wide definition. So when we were discussing deeper, it was kind of getting really clear that it's not only about the sustainability, but particularly circularity. Using waste as a feedstock is very interesting. So that was really what kind of attracted me in this industry, that there was a really honest need and desire to change the way the industry is operating. So as you have an industry where there's a strong traction or where there's a strong customer interest, that always provides an opportunity for creating some business. And then naturally, secondly, I was also convinced about the kind of long journey what VTT with their resources and expertise have been putting on this technology. So I was convinced that if they've been working so precisely and systematically on developing technology, that the platform is really functional.
So what was that moment that sparked the idea behind this startup?
Yes, I think it was really when we were understanding that what is our USP, what's our unique selling point. So as the technology as such is a platform technology, it can use different cellulosic feedstocks like textile waste or cardboard waste or wood. We understood that, okay, so if the circularity is of particular interest, and we also saw that there wasn't that much competition. So we saw a lot of other companies in the same space, but mostly working with wood-based materials as a feedstock. And we understood, okay, there's some uniqueness if we are operating in the space of using textile waste as a feedstock. And that was really kind of having the greatest value for the brands and for the industry. So when we figured out that we have something unique in our hands, and then secondly, we also got very early feedback that the material what we are able to produce is kind of unique because it's so cotton-like. It looks and feels like cotton, and there wasn't, as a matter of fact, no other company who was able and capable to produce something else. So that was what was really sparking is that we had really kind of sharp strategy. Okay, let's put all the focus on textile waste as a feedstock, and then let's focus on the fiber development, on the applications where the benefits of having a real cotton-like touch and feel is playing a crucial role. So that was what was really sparking it and getting traction.
Okay, so to run this startup, you might have need a lot of experienced people. So how did you assemble your team to run this startup?
I was going to say it was always kind of need-based. As the startup is always working with the scarce resources, you typically have say scarcity on funding side. So you need to be very careful on building the team. Where we started was that the first one, what we were kind of targeting was getting a strong proof of the product market fit, so that the product, the fiber, what we're able to produce, has a strong traction on the market, and it can be used on producing applications which are on the markets, like t-shirts or hoodies or jeans. And therefore, our initial stage was really recruiting a highly capable team for pilot manufacturing. Because the technology as such was good enough, and for us, the first one was just getting the first proof that you can really make good quality products, fashion pieces like t-shirts to the market. And therefore, we decided first, okay, let's put all the focus on piloting, because that's giving a crucial feedback also to the technology development. Once that was proved, then we started building other puzzles, like strengthening the technology development team, kind of getting more depth into technology development, so that it's not only a kind of existing platform, but also all the small details are being specified, proven, and finalized. And then, let's say, parallel to that, we started building commercial capabilities, marketing capabilities, financial administration, and so forth. At the end of the day, we ended up being about 80 people, having kind of all critical components of the company in place, from technology development to engineering to kind of project capabilities, to kind of either help our licensing customers to build the factories or building our own factories, and then all the kind of support functions around it, financing, funding, investor relations, and so forth.
Okay, so let's move on to this technical part. Like, can you explain the core innovation behind this infinited fibers technology and how it is different from other traditional method and other traditional competitor, you can say?
Yeah, very, very good question indeed. So where we start is really collected and sorted textile waste. And the first part is just mechanical shredding, which is the same as mechanical recycling of cotton, where you are just separating the materials, loosening it up. The first chemical processing is then cleaning the material. So there we are removing dyes. We are also removing all the kind of non-cellulosic particles like polyester. And after that process, you have left pretty pure cellulose. And cellulose is a component of all the living substances in the world, and all the living plants in the world. So cellulose is everywhere. And next, in two stages, we break down the purified cellulose into liquids on a molecular level. And then from liquid cellulose, we are regenerating a new fiber. It's like you're also doing in viscose manufacturing or lyocell manufacturing. So the liquid cellulose is the component from where you, with the kind of wet spinning or extrusion technology, create a new fiber. And that's naturally the core that you are able to make something new, because the qualities is very important when you discuss about the circular materials. You need to be kind of matching the quality of existing materials, so that the fiber or the yarn spinners or fabric producers, they can really have a high speed on their manufacturing in order to keep the costs down. Okay,
so it is as good as cotton, or maybe more good, like in
it's cotton-like. It's not really, it's not exactly cotton, because cotton is this kind of wonderful material what an age is producing. It's kind of a multi-layer material which is twisted, a very strong material as such. Ours is solid. cellulose, but the important thing is that it's really strengthen this kind of issues which are
Okay, so what are the application area? Like where can we use these
important
fibers?
for yeah, so the typical application areas are all the textiles where you are in principle using cotton. So everything which is close to skin, starting from say underwear or t-shirts or hoodies or jeans, bed linen. In principle, everything, all the applications where you're using virgin cotton.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to this
And
investment
then
part.
naturally, you can also go to the non-woven space.
Okay.
Sorry?
So I was about to talk about investment part. Like if you could share one key insight about attracting investment and building impactful relationship. So what would it be for the other startups who are?
Yeah, tough question, Mohammed. If you're looking for just one
you can give as many as you want.
Topic. So sure. So I think the one thing is that with your investor relations, you have to be very patient. Is that it's a kind of a long journey to develop the relationship with the investor. So take and start the discussion with the investor as early as possible, because typically it takes some years to build the relationship, and you start by telling your story. You kind of discuss with the investors that what you have been reaching, what are the next milestones, what you are going to achieve, and then you keep up the investor, the potential new investors informed that how you are progressing, because you need to be building the confidence that you can do what you are promising to do. Because is that at the end of the day, for investor, it's very important that you have credibility, that the investor understands that the team can deliver what they are promising. If there are some delays, small delays, it doesn't matter when you are just openly communicating that how you are progressing and why you have, or what kind of challenges have you met on your journey. Then I think for us it was very, very important that we got the partnerships, the brands involved, and their kind of not commitment, but their validation completed, so that they were stating, the brands were stating, the first one for us was H&M stating that, hey, this quality of denim, what we can create from your fiber is matching our quality criteria. So once you have that proof existing from the product market fit, then kind of that is the traction what you can show to the investors, and at least for us in our case, the fact that we had quite many brands who had already done the tests and have proven that quality is matching their needs, it was relatively easy to attract new investors, as they already had a positive view of the market traction.
The main idea is to, like, your product or your technology must be very unique, or let's say it must be solving a major problem. So it would be easy to attract investment, to attract investing.
Yeah, so I think that attracting investors is never easy. As mentioned, you have to be very, very patient with that, and you just need to be, for example, the CEO has to be using a lot of time always on kind of keeping the old investors and existing shareholders happy, as well as then putting energy and time on attracting new investors, so that they get used to you. They are building the confidence and trust, and so that they are ready when you really start raising the funding. But the technology, it wasn't maybe in the core of the investor discussions. Of course, it's kind of interesting to kind of talk about the technology, and one thing is that they get a understanding and trust that the company knows what they are doing, also the details. But at least for me, it felt always like that the product market fit and the kind of financial outcome of the future is the key issue for the investors.
Okay. Okay, so I'll be asking one more advice. Like, what's the most crucial piece of advice you would give to fellow startup founders looking to disrupt establishment industries with innovative tech?
I think it goes back to kind of proving the product market fit. So for us, the moment of truth was when we had a lot of interest from the markets, as the different brands started to be learning that we can produce something which is highly interesting for their future strategies. But we were also kind of prioritizing the customers, and I think I'd say you need to be finding always the one customer or few customers who kind of have an excellent fit with your strategy. So for us, for example, Patagonia was an excellent customer. It was one of the first customers we got in as a customer, as a long-term customer, because for Patagonia, kind of circularity, sustainability is really the core of their strategy. And it was for us a quality stamp. And when we were able to prove that, hey, we have signed a long-term agreement with Patagonia, it was a proof also for the other brands that, hey, wow, if Patagonia has been committing to this company, there must be something in it for us. So I think the advice is really that go as early as possible, or very early, to the customers, listen to them carefully, like we were listening to, hey, it's the recycling, circularity, which is in the core of their interest. And from there, we narrow down our development scope into that space only as a feedstock. And then equally, we were looking at different kind of applications, like our technology could be used also for producing packaging films, textiles, cellophane, and other products. And there we narrowed down all the focus only to the textiles, because we saw that there was a highest interest and kind of the technical capabilities of moving into the new material space. So be very selective on your customer side at the first space. Also be brave and choose large customers, because for us, what we learned in the very beginning, that of course the kind of development testing could go fast with small customer, but as a matter of fact, when you try to change industry, because textile is a huge industry, so when you try to change that industry, you need the backup of the very large customers and large brands. Otherwise, if you're only working with small brands, the large manufacturers don't move, it doesn't move a needle. But when they see that, wow, hey, you have the Inditex and you have H&M on board, that makes a difference for them, because then they start understanding that, hey, there is a big opportunity existing.
Okay. So do you have any customer here in India?
We say the company has naturally been working in India, mostly with the manufacturers, because in that as such, the customers today, the companies today, customers are brands.
Okay.
Because I say what is kind of exceptional is that we were kind of partnering first with the brands, and then the brands were directing us to work with their manufacturers. And that's how we got also the connections to the India manufacturers. Like Arvidis is one of the companies we were working with from very, very early on.
Okay. Okay, so what are the next big milestone for Infinited Fiber, and how do you see your technology transforming the global textile industry in future, like in coming years?
Yeah, I think the next step is as the technology is now ready for scaling. We've been also pivoting once the technology, so we were kind of upgrading our technology on our journey from the generation 1 where we started with. And the next one is really industrialize, because is that at the end of the day, you don't make any impact unless you industrialize your production, because it's only an idea when it's on more small scale on pilot factories or demo factories. You need to be really industrializing and getting a large supply of the product to the markets, and that's the next thing for the market. I think you were early on asking that how do I see the future of the sustainable textiles. I think the momentum has a little bit changed. So I think the kind of, if you look at, for example, European markets, the people have in their minds much more, say, safety issues today, as there's still war ongoing in Ukraine. So maybe the people's minds have been a bit shifting from the sustainability. So at this point of time, the trend and push on the sustainability is not as strong as it was a few years ago, but the trend has not disappeared anywhere. So is it that there is a true need on changing the industries, getting more sustainable industries, avoid the emissions, use waste, because if you look at, for example, the biodegradability issue or biodiversity issue, you don't solve the global biodiversity loss issue without circularity or recycling. And the other one is then finding a replacement for the animal protein. So those are the key topics on really kind of making this planet healthy for the future generations. So I'm sure that the momentum will be coming back. Maybe it takes a few years, but I see the infinited fiber being a very important part of the kind of changing textile industry, because there is that uniqueness, having the capability of having waste and returning that as a high quality fiber from where you can make high quality products. Because at the end of the day, what I believe personally is that the consumers will not make compromises.
Yes,
the consumer is willing to buy something if you see the quality and the performance with the clothing what you are expecting. Otherwise, you will not buy.
Yes, yes. So about this waste textile, how do you manage to source such a huge amount of waste textile? Like, do you face any difficulties?
Very good question. So is that the world is quite different in different parts of the world. So in Europe, there's existing pretty good infrastructure already for collecting the waste. And lately there has been also regulatory changes made where the extended producer responsibility has been put in place. So now it's the industry itself, or the brands who are in charge of arranging the separate textile waste collection. So that's a great move, and that will be naturally enhancing the textile waste collection. So in Europe, the availability of kind of post-consumer textile waste is pretty good. It's sufficient already for building the industry. In India or in Asia, then you have a good availability of post-industrial waste.
Yes, yes.
But of course, that's one of the key questions always what the investors has been asking. So it's a very good point what you raised, that how do you manage? How do you get the long-term delivery secured and this sort of thing? So that's something what you need to be solving with the partnerships.
Okay, so I think that's all the questions I had for this podcast.
Thank you so much. It was really, really nice discussing with you.
Yes, it was really nice though. I get to know a lot about your company and the technology and everything.